Well, here we are again at that scary stage with a blank white canvas, not knowing what on earth is going to appear over the next couple of days. I've chosen a photograph of a hall in Norfolk that myself and my friend Claire went to a couple of days ago. It's called Blickling Hall, and it was a very cold but bright sunny spring day, and this is the photograph I'm going to use for the painting. It has its own challenges. It's got the sort of the curvature of the wall, the bare trees, but nonetheless the little bit of spring growth at the bottom of the painting. So yeah, so let's see what happens over the next little while. So as usual, we're just going to start with the sky, and I'm just going to lay on. Now a lot of the sky is going to be covered by trees that are in the foreground and the background of the painting, but I very much want to at least give the impression of the sort of day it was, which was a very, very intensely sunny day. It was a beautiful spring day. Unfortunately, it was blooming cold. It was absolutely freezing cold. So it's going to come right down to the wall, and I've sort of marked here where the wall is. I'm going to bring that blue and sort of peel it out around here. I'm just starting to work on the trees in the background, and of course there's no greenery on the trees at all, so I want to give the illusion of just bare trees. So I'm using a sponge and just lightly dabbing on sort of soft shades of brown and creams, and sort of increasing the density of the paint and the darkness of the paint the lower you get to the ground level, where the trees, where the growth is thickest. So it's just basically a complete mixture of different shades of browns. There's reds in there, creams, just to give this illusion. And the next stage after this then is using a very, very thin brush. It's probably the thinnest brush I've got, is just to put a few branches on and tree trunks and that sort of thing. And again, using different shades where the light is catching some of the trunks. And it's very much just to give the illusion, it's purely for illusion, of bare trees in the background. Okay, this looks a bit scary, but I've put a sort of dark colour in the foreground. I've sort of been working in the background. The sky's okay, it'll be mainly obliterated anyway. I sort of put the suggestion of bare trees in the background. I've just put this base colour on the foreground, which I'm just going to wait to dry, and the next thing I'll do is put a base colour on this brick wall, and then I'll let the whole thing dry and then start work on the wall. So that's the next stage. So I've actually put the base colour on the wall, which you can just see the top of there. And I'm just working on the trees behind on the other side of the wall. And this again, it's just a mishmash of bare tree trunks, branches, twigs, all sorts. But very bare and just different shades. I just wanted to try and recreate a complete random pattern of what's actually going on, because when you look at it, it's just a complete mishmash of branches. And then the next stage after that is, once the background colour of the wall has dried, then I can start adding a bit of detail. Put a few bricks in. And again, it's a question of building up layers so that hopefully at the end result is a red brick wall. I was just putting some marks on the wall, on the red brick wall. Put some bit of mortar in there to make it look like the whole thing is actually being held together with something. I'm not sure I've quite got the perspective right on that. And then just putting in a bit of highlight at the top of that section that the sunlight was just catching, the very, very top of that wall, just where that part of the brick wall was actually standing out from the rest of the wall. The sun was just catching the top of that. I think in a painting of this sort, I mean, the highlight of the painting for me was just this complete bareness of the trees and the form that it takes, because it's just branches. It's just a mass of wavy lines and branches and trunks and different colours and shades as the sun catches the what's going on in different ways. It just looks amazing. So just putting some growth, some spring growth into the flower beds at the base of the wall. Now, I do believe these were primroses. I'm no gardener, but I think that's what they were. I think they were spring primroses. So they were mainly whites and sort of pink, shades of pink. And then I was putting the grass on after putting the dark base colour on. And again, grass is one of those things that the best technique, I think, is just to build it up in layers, different layers of different shades. And I was using quite a broad bristled brush here and just literally stabbing the canvas with it to create the illusion of blades of grass. And then actually in the foreground, using again the thin brush and just putting in individual blades of grass in different shades of colour, ranging from greens right through to sort of light brown colours. Okay, so there's the results. So you can see that the illusion of the grass is there. Different shades, different colours, and a few blades just showing through. And now I'm adding the spring primroses to the foreground on the flower bed. Again, using small brushes. And this is after waiting for the green leaves that I painted a little while ago, just allowing them to dry so that the petals of the flowers really show up. I'll put a link to the actual video that I made of visiting Blickling Estate, because it's quite interesting. As I say in the video, I'd love to go back in the summertime and really see the garden in its full glory. Okay, well, I've been working on the painting now this is day number 2, so I've been on it for quite a while. And at the moment, I've reached the stage that I reach in every painting. I think I've taken it as far as I'm going to for now. So what I will do is leave it and probably live with it for a little while and make any necessary changes. But at the moment I'm quite pleased with it. It's probably not how I initially envisaged, but then any painting I commence rarely does. There's always a twist or a turn that comes along. So I'm pleased with it, and for now I'm going to call it a day.